Welcome to another dungeon guide on the channel. Azure Main is the second new advanced dungeon in this cap, and it's a very interesting one because you can have extremely low damage, but still clear the dungeon if you know what you're doing. Because of this, I find this dungeon to be one of the more fun ones to do. Let us go inside and see why that is. The story of the dungeon basically goes like this. There are only 4 bosses to fight, but they have a good amount of HP each. While you're fighting most bosses, the Kraken in the background is throwing attacks at you every now and then. This is denoted by the giant yellow hitboxes. You can get the Kraken to also hit the bosses you're fighting to shred a certain amount of HP from them. In short, the Kraken does a good amount of damage to the bosses for you, but that means it's very important to know how each fight works. Let us go through each room and each boss. In the first room, you have to clear the Kraken tentacles that spawn. However, if you're starting out, you probably don't have enough damage to take them down yourself. Don't worry though. There are NPCs who will destroy the tentacles for you, as long as the little small monsters don't interrupt them. I recommend focusing on those purple parasites. Regardless, the NPCs will clear the room for you eventually. Okay, time for the real stuff. The room order doesn't really matter, but if I had to give a recommendation, do the free room first. Then, if the anchor room isn't done yet, do that next. I'll explain why when we get to the relevant parts. In this run, for example, the free room is the left room, and the anchor room does have the boss on the top. So that will be the first boss I do. But that won't always be the case. For example, in this run, the anchor room is the free room that has no boss. After you do this room, you get to do whichever boss you decide to do. Doesn't matter. We're going to go over struggling Meliona first because she's a little bit special. For the most part, her attacks aren't hard to learn. Just avoid the circles and mind the timing of her attacks. Be sure to heal up when you can because you'll probably get hit here and there, but it's not a big deal. She doesn't really have a main attack pattern, but every now and then, the Kraken will get ready to hit Meliona. However, if you don't grab, stun, or freeze her, she will not get hit. So you have to use one of your moves to immobilize her. Some classes have low cooldown skills to do this. Male Satyr has that giant ball that stuns. Female Satyr has the ring thing. Female Nendmaster has Lion's Roar, and so on. If you play a class that doesn't have a grab, or has a grab on a high cooldown, there's even a solution for you too. So the simple solution is to grab a few fusion stones. So you're going to the mystical grimoire, go to the box, and the 2 fusion stones that you're going to grab are first, armor belt, Iceland's unpredictable fates. So you can see here that it says attacks freeze enemies for 5 seconds. You can also grab the Ice Fang's ring. If you've been following my guides, you should already have one of these. So what these 2 do, now when you're about to fight Meliona, these 2 fusion stones are not optimal for your setup for your damage. So when you're about to fight Meliona, retreat from the dungeon, because you cannot change your fusion stones inside a dungeon. Change it here, and then go back in to fight Meliona. And once you're done fighting her, go back out, retreat again, put in your optimal fusion stones back again. So we'll show you how it looks like. Basically with these 2 fusion stones, every single time you hit her, you're going to freeze her. So don't hit her until Kraken is about to attack her. So like this example, bam. So if you keep attacking her and she's frozen or grabbed or stunned for way too long, certain bad things happen. So if you notice she's frozen, you see those symbols, those yellow symbols, they start turning green, and she's being held this whole time. And if you hold her for too long, she's no longer able to be held or frozen. And she also starts doing a berserk pattern. I die here. So make sure you don't over grab or over freeze her. Especially when you have the 2 fusion stones, only freeze her right when the Kraken is about to hit. Otherwise, don't hit her. Most of your damage is going to be coming from the Kraken anyways. So you can also damage her a little bit while she's stunned from the Kraken, but besides that, don't hit her at all. So for example, right here, Kraken's about to hit her, freeze her, and then you have a small damage phase while she's stunned from the Kraken. Now, don't hit her. Just wait for the Kraken to hit her. Alright, here we go. Stun her. Bam, just like that. You can hit her a little bit, do a little damage, and then, well, she has a damage phase now because you stun her enough times, but otherwise, don't hit her at all. So it's really that simple. Just make sure the Kraken hits her. That should solve most of the fight for you anyways. Use your potions when you can. She does a good amount of damage. It's hard to dodge everything she does. She doesn't have that much HP if you do this correctly, so let's move on to the next boss. Before I forget, when you defeat one of the sub-bosses, you get to do some extra final damage to the final boss. So hit the targets, hit the Kraken tentacles. You'll also notice the anchors hit right here, right there, and there's a little bit extra damage to the final boss. And while you're doing this damage phase, Kraken will still be trying to hit you, so dodge the red circles, of course, as always. Now let's go over anchoring Huleeze. For the most part, he is very simple. Try to avoid the usual circle areas, the red areas, and the falling anchors. The Kraken will directly attack you, and you need to bring the yellow attacks to the boss. At the same time, try to also get some of the chains in the yellow AoE. If you don't, falling anchors will attack the area and limit your movement space. After a certain amount of time, he will do his main pattern. He's going to have a casting bar on the bottom, and you need to get the Kraken to hit 6 total chains. The Kraken will always hit 3 separate times, and the number of chains it can reasonably hit are going to be 1, 2, and 3 in random order. At the same time, you can also get the Kraken to hit Huleeze with the yellow area as well. Just as an example, right here, there's 1 chain you can reasonably hit, and you can also hit Huleeze. In this example, you can hit 3 chains and also hit Huleeze. And then in the final example, you have 2 chains. So they'll always add up to 6. And after that, you get a free damage phase. Whenever you defeat Huleeze, the Kraken will attack you with a giant circle, bring it to the giant purple chain, and then you get some free damage onto the Kraken. Again, notice the little anchors that spawn, gives you a little free damage. Dodge the tentacles, pay attention to the order the tentacles come in, and then dodge accordingly. After you finish all those rooms, you get to fight the final 2 bosses. First is Sonic Boom Crassimor. As a general rule, whenever you see a casting bar on the bottom, that means it's going to pound the ground and you need to jump at the right timing. Case in point, the very first attack that he does is almost always this one. He pulverizes, you have to jump at the right time. And then you just hide behind the tentacles. After that, he'll do a random assortment of regular attack patterns, and we'll go over every single one of them. As always, dodge the red circles, dodge the green stuff, and always jump when he has the casting bar. Let's go over this one attack pattern one more time. So Crassimor will go to the middle, and then the camera will pan out. Kraken will shoot a green laser at you, go to the side, and also don't forget to jump. Guide Kraken's attack to Crassimor. For this next pattern, of course, jump at the casting bar. The whole area will turn green. The Kraken will clear away for you, dodge those attacks, and stay away from the green areas. And then, of course, jump one more time, guide the attack to Crassimor, and that's it. Every now and then he'll say, "I will destroy you," jump at the casting bar as always, and stay near him. The Kraken sometimes throws random attacks that are pretty quick. Just as long as you stay next to Crassimor when you can, you'll always hit him. Here's another example of a fast attack. There's no telegraph, he doesn't say anything, just the Kraken will attack. And of course, during this part, stay behind the tentacle. Now I want to go over the next is you pattern. There's 2 versions of this. I'll go over the easy version first. So he'll say the line, and the Crassimor is going to charge into you. He'll jump in the air, Kraken will spit green stuff, and then you jump. And then you guide the Kraken to Crassimor. So that's a lot of things in one go. Let's go over the harder version. So if he does it from the middle, if he says next is you, pay attention to where the Kraken is. Go to the opposite side. Have Crassimor destroy the tentacles, jump, get out the AoE. Kraken spews out his green breath. If you did it to the opposite side, there's no escape. So make sure you do the right side. Go to the opposite side. So go to the left here. Let Crassimor clear the way for you. Jump. And stay away from the green breath. I just want to show one example of the Kraken being on the other side. So this time you have to be to the right, have Crassimor clear the way to the right, and then jump, of course, and then Kraken will spew his green breath. Eventually, Crassimor is going to do like a final attack. Now it's time to end it. Put you into the air, quick rebound, hold it all the way, and then the Kraken will attack Crassimor. You get a huge damage phase right here. So don't forget to quick rebound. Normally when you get sent into the air, you bounce up pretty high like this. You have a lot of time to react and rebound like that. But in my previous example, you'll notice that I barely go into the air. The reasons for that is because I took some damage prior to being hit in the air. For some reason, DFO has a mechanic where like if you take a lot of damage, there's like a damage cap for how long you're in the air, and it makes you fall faster. It's a PvP thing. I don't want to get into it. Just make sure you react on time. This fight just keeps going. It'll go over the same patterns over and over. And this is probably the fight that'll take you the longest out of the 4 bosses. But now let's get into the Kraken. It will be short depending on how much damage you did prior. The good news is the Kraken pretty much does the same moves every single time. So we'll just go through all of it and hopefully we do this in one take. So we're just going to narrate everything from here. So Crassimor will block the way for you, stay in the green area. So the Kraken's going to put his yellow hitbox out. Whenever he does that, make sure you try to hit Crassimor with it. Crassimor will retaliate, of course, hit the targeted spots with normal attacks. And once Kraken's going to hit from one side, make sure you hit all the targets with normal attacks. You get some free damage here. And waiting for the next phase, you're going to hit the Kraken's head in just a second. Right here. Hit his head. Hit his tentacles. And make sure on this part, you dodge and jump at the casting bar. Jump here. Alright, and then get rid of his tentacles. You have to be quick with this one. For this pattern, go in kind of a circle and make sure you jump here. That does a lot of damage, by the way. And then for this part, go in circles. Kraken's going to have his yellow attack. Make sure you hit Crassimor with this, otherwise you miss out on a lot of damage. Jump. And then when you do this part, hit his head. And then the anchor will hit him for 10% of his HP. Or 15% actually. And then you get a huge damage phase with a bunch of buffs. This is where you're going to do most of your damage. If you don't kill him here, Kraken's going to repeat his last 2 or 3 attacks. And that's pretty much it for this dungeon. I'll show another example of most of the Kraken's attacks again, but without me narrating it. Well, that's pretty much it. You don't have to do too much damage to the bosses because, again, a lot of the environments are going to do damage for you. So that's why it's kind of fun to do this one. Make sure you know how to do all the gimmicks though. I'll see you guys in the next guide. Next is Temple of Death. That one's going to be a little more difficult. So hopefully you get to that point soon enough while you're progressing your characters. And the next guide will hopefully come soon. I'll see you all next time. Batman signing out.